Hello, everyone. Today is July 17th, 2024, and this topic is about um, Trump's shooter and more information we got all about and the reason why he did it. And I just want to go on my thoughts and opinions on this, and full warning you that I will be distracted as I talk about other things as well as it gets in there. But um, before I start, I do want to say thank you for some of those people who watched the first video. I am just as shocked, and this is surprising for me. Okay, because I did say in my first that I did say I believe the third video that I posted that I was not really looking for. I was not looking more. No, actually, sorry, not the third video, the second video. That I was not really looking forward for anyone to watch more of my very first video, in which that was the government, the Trump's immunity, a government's plan to try to gaslight you as a supporter. That is very shocking to me that I am now getting 12 views from it as well. And out of all the videos I do post, it's not getting as much views, but somehow the first video does. And that's surprising. I think I'm shocked from some of you for some of you. That is impressive. Cuz I really don't care about the views. I'm just surprised that that one video really draws the attention out of all the videos that I've been posting. Because maybe it's something you guys want, but to be honest, if you're expecting me, maybe some of you may be expecting me to just say, maybe make more videos about this. Don't worry, there will be a time. It's just that I won't do it out of popularity. I'm just gonna do it because it's just gonna pop up in my head. I'm not really doing this for fame, and the reason why I'm making videos is because, like I've said before, it's because in this world, we are so divided, right? You're going to get some famous people that say this kind of stuff. But other than that, I want to be one of those very few people that actually say something, If you see something, say something. That type of person. Because we are so divided, we are so hated, we're hating each other, and we're not really realizing the fact that everything is so political, and we get mad at each other for that because it's what the government wanted. And let's face it, either Republican or Democrat, I don't care if some people are going to be like, guys, as a Republican supporter or a Democrat supporter, we've been so politically divided. That's not a good sign when people are going to go ahead and try to assassinate Trump. Which doesn't make any sense for some of those people when Trump was already, almost got assassinated, the first time ever. And that was not at Pennsylvania. This was not the first time. I guess just nobody cared after. All it did was Trump to get hit in the ear, and everybody's like, okay, this is enough. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I mean, we only did a little damage, but oh my goodness, acting like it's a big deal. When it should have been a big deal already, because this proves the point on some people. And I know I'm getting distracted, but let me finish up because I know some of you guys may like this. That it just proves the point about some people that we are so blinded by our violent actions. And when we finally realize the damage that we done, finally, when somebody starts bleeding, then we've, okay, guys, this is enough. I can't do this anymore type stuff. It's just ridiculous. Why do you, you should have realized that ever since you were arguing with each other. That was a sign that things were to get worse down the road, because why the hell not? So for some of those people who are now apologizing and realizing that, oh my God, the damage has already been done, it's not what we want. And he says, we need to stop being so politically divided and whatnot. You're one too late ahead, buddy. And I bet some of those people who do apologize was in that battle anyway, and then realized the damage that has been done. And then now some of those people are apologizing. Those are the ones who already caused the damage and not realize the signs to begin with, because you were because some of those people were arrogant enough to just not stop whenever it was needed to be. And then you just continue on, and then all of a sudden somebody gets hurt. Oh my God, this guy's bleeding. Oh, you know what? We need to stop. This is getting out of hand. Ooh. Too late for that, buddy. Too late for that. But for some of those people who have realized, good for you, because at least you stayed out of that drama. While some of those people that were fighting and arguing with each other are just, idiotic. But I'm aware I'm getting distracted. But on to the topic about the Trump shooter case. So, we found out more about this guy. And, it still relates to the question I asked, but I made a guess when it happened, right? Because I am asking so many questions on but anyway, sorry, I got distracted a little bit, but other than that, I was making a guess with my brother about, when the day that it happened, and who that person was. And I had somewhat of a feeling that maybe it was possibly a young person. I had a feeling at first it was going to be a younger person. That was my guess. But then again, I could be wrong, because I did a lot of studying, and somehow for some of those people who may disagree, but you got to look at it as like this, that younger people now and before had violent intentions than middle-aged men. Because what is this generation that we are going through right now? Why is all of a sudden that it used to be the older men that were more violent, but then now the tables turn, and now you get younger people that are violent? Younger, like no other than like 20 years old or maybe 30, because they still are living in life. But you know what? They'll believe whatever they want to believe on the television, because your government has created two parties, and yet the more we evolve into these parties, the more divided it gets. There will never be a point where two parties will ever collide with each other. As much as I like to say it, Trump, I think he's a great president, but I think there's just one thing that he's missing if he wants to become a great leader. Some people say he's already a great leader. I mean, come on, he's making like world peace with like our enemies. That's good, but there's something missing. He isn't dividing both parties. He can't just realize that the party's in there, and he needs to realize that the government, if he knows this himself, but why does he just think that why does he think that the Democrats are just the ones behind it all, when it's not really? I mean, that's the whole point about political parties and presidents and the way they represent the party. It doesn't make sense how all of a sudden we blame the party for mostly everything. Oh, we blame Biden as a Democrat. Oh, you damn Democrats, you libtards, or whatever. Insults that throw in each other, division talk, division insults. Why not? I know it's not really like a saying. It's just political. You're just creating more division at this point, because then you're just kind of asking for a war. And eventually it's going to come to it. Eventually we're going to get ourselves into a second civil war. And like I said before, it's inevitable. A second civil war is inevitable. But I'm getting distracted by that topic. And back to what I was saying about the Trump shooter. So, young guy. And then, young guy. And we didn't know the weapon. We know it was like some sort of foreign. Me and my brother guessed, I guessed a handgun, possibly. Maybe someone missed all their shots. Which is possible for a magazine to like shoot 5 or 6 rounds. It's possible if it could take that much. There's some magazines capacities that take it that much. And my brother thought maybe a 22. The really small guns. It's possible, But what the hell? I mean, you're gonna get stupid people who think a weapon's gonna kill. It's kill. Yeah, 22 can kill someone. It can't if you just get them in the right area, you know. But that's the thing. You're not gonna get so lucky with a 22 if Trump was facing in the direction where the shooter was. But more from that, we realized that I've talked about in the first video that the guy had an AR. He had an AR-15. It's obvious it's a rifle. But me and my brother suspected at first when it happened. We thought like maybe, he said, we thought like maybe it wasn't a rifle. You know, it wouldn't be possible because I would have killed him. And then I was surprised, like, damn, yeah, that's the rifle. And it was confirmed that he used a rifle. And I was just like, wow. It is possible to miss with a rifle if you don't align your shots correctly, but that almost killed him. That almost killed Trump. So more about this guy, young guy. I suspected it was a young guy, and it was like not surprising to me. Okay, I know for some of you may say like it's not about the young guy. I mean, it's surprising because, you know, some people like to put it as race. You mean like ethnicity? I think that's the word to put it. With the skin color and whatnot, like people have their own racist alternatives and what they think if this guy was black, if this guy was white, if this guy was a foreign immigrant or whatever. People have their own racist alternatives, and then people are making a big deal because some people are now making a big deal out of it because the guy's white. Okay, and I wouldn't care if he was black. I wouldn't care if he was I wouldn't even care if he was German. I wouldn't care if he was Russian. I wouldn't care for any of those. It was a shooter. Let's face it. A young guy with violent intentions. Why do some people gotta put it like it's a race thing? Isn't that the reason why like our government is so divided? Because not only that, not only for political reasons, but race reasons. There are others down the road, but I'm trying to continue on the Trump shooter case and what we know more about him. So supposedly, this may be surprising for some of you, but I know it's a lie. And what I mean by that is that some people are convinced that this guy was a Republican. Now, I did suspect in the first video that maybe the guy was a Republican, but that wouldn't make any sense why a Republican would shoot its own nominee, unless maybe they know the guy's like, maybe he suspected that maybe Trump wasn't his favorite guy. Maybe he wanted like somebody else to be Republican, like DeSantis or that Vivek guy. I don't know. I don't know any of these politicians. Or Nikki Haley. Ooh, I wish Nikki Haley was president. No, she's a dumb fuck. Ron DeSantis, dumb fuck. Vivek, he's still, I don't know how to put it. He hasn't said anything stupid yet. Trump, yeah, obviously he said some stupid things. But let's face it, will any of those presidents besides Trump be a good choice by making friends with the enemies? Like getting rid, like just finally dropping the whole Cold War, hating each other crap, past bullshit. And I'm sorry if I swore on that part. And I haven't been swearing before, but I am just getting to the point where, yeah, swearing will be a thing in this video. So don't, and I've said, and I've made sure before I posted that it's not suitable for children. But there is this alternative where, if a children's going to watch this, then it has to be up to the parent. I don't care if YouTube does this thing where all of a sudden, I don't know how to say this. If some child watched me swore at this video and then YouTube goes like, oh, we're gonna have to demonetize you for that because, you know, swearing, it's not allowed in this community platform. You're right, maybe, but it gets even more pathetic when YouTube is getting kind of political. You know, you can't share this, you can't share that. You know, obviously obviously people dying is not a good thing either. You shouldn't post anyone dying. You shouldn't post. I mean, if we're going by logic here, then how about we stop posting war documentaries, because it's kind of indicating that people died. Well, why is it on YouTube? Oh, people were like shooting machine guns, but people who own like rifles and whatnot can't fire full auto on YouTube. Well then get rid of the YouTube documentaries about World War II. Stop doing that. So, YouTube just might as well not be YouTube at this point. It just might as well just be like this huge Facebook, Twitter. It might as well just become like that, where people just post videos, but what they have their own opinions and their feelings or whatnot, whatever. It's not important. Neither is this topic. Neither was this like distraction that I was making. But back to the saying of the shooter. So the kid, Republican. Some people are convinced that he's a Republican and whatnot. But let me tell you something about this young guy who is a Republican, and why some people are convinced that he is, and why would he want to shoot Trump. You know what my idea is? That some of you may not believe it, but let me tell you. I think secretly the guy was not a Republican, and they put him as a Republican. Because let's face it, the government is not good. Because they know how well respected the Democrats are. Some people like to say, the Democrats takes over the government or whatever. No, it doesn't. The government controls them. Who do you think who creates this whole political division? They did. And whatnot. But other than that, so why put the blame on a Republican when it's possible that this guy could have been a Democrat supporter? You know, because my grandfather even predicted that they were just trying to put him as a Democrat is because imagine a Democrat supporter tried shooting at Trump and they knew about it. Guess what that would turn? What do you think that would do for the Republican Democratic Party? That would not look good on them. It really wouldn't. It would just they would lose a lot of people out of that. And they're going to say, Democrat supporter, not good. That's not good. It's not good representation and whatnot. But yeah, because it's not. But why put it on its own party? Well, because like I said, division, it just creates more people from the left that are still supporting Biden and just say, and then some of those people would just say, well, it just shows that Republicans are just as nuts. They try to kill each other. It's just what the news says. They're maniacs. They're killers. They're like militias. They're dictators, whatnot. What your news told you. Who gives a crap? And you're falling for it. Okay. You don't see some of these people don't see any right, and some of these people don't see any wrong. They don't see any right or wrong. And that's unfortunate. Right? Because all the government wants is create more division. How do you think some of those people still hate on Donald Trump after being shot? Oh, the news, political division, whatnot, trying to make Biden win when he really wasn't president anyway, whatnot. But other than that, what was his intentions to do it? Because like I said, people have violent intentions on what they really want. There was even an article about saying this kid was bullied for, I don't know, it had to do with supporting that political party and whatnot, and maybe the kid decided to take his anger out because he knew Trump was going to be at the rally and whatnot, be held at the rally because why not? Which is disappointing because, like I said, it is wrong that the world that we live in is so politically divided because our own government is not what it is anymore. It's not fair. It's not fair justice. It's not fair leadership. Nothing's fair anymore from the government. What they need, what some of those people need to do, they need to all lose their jobs, all of them, and restart. And I don't mean restart the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Keep those and keep those positions. Just throw every one of those corrupt people out. Throw them all out. And you know what we should do as a punishment? For those involved in a crime that they knew it was bad, but they know it can make them rich, you know what I say about that? Just toss them all in jail. Toss them all in jail and then lose the money. Yep, take all their money away. And then guess what that's being given to? The people. And watch all the government cries behind the bars and like, look at all the money that we stole from them. It's all going out the wind. And people are like, yay, oh my goodness, I can finally afford health care. Which some people I don't understand say, oh, it's so easy to afford healthcare if you have the right position. It's for some places, it's not that affordable because they know the amount of people that move into that state, the more jobs get taken up, the more positions that are less, and it's not likely that you'll ever find a job or a place to live because the rent and everything is so expensive. And inflation plays a part in it as well. But other than that, Trump shooter case, guy, was a Republican because why would that make any sense? It's a possibility that maybe he didn't want Trump, but that's just so stupid. Yes, it was stupid enough for the guy to just go ahead and start shooting at the president. Sure. But other than that, it's just so stupid. It really is. It's just so stupid. But other than that, I will talk about other things later on. Maybe it won't be just political news and whatnot. And I've said this before. It'll be more game ideas, video games, movies, Ghost Recon. I'm going to hopefully get to that at some point, and I will. Don't worry. And I'll throw a few ideas. And I want to say for some of those people who do want to watch this video, I want to say thank you for watching this video, and thank you for some of those people who do want to stay in touch and watch some of these videos, because what I want you to do, I want you to just realize that whoever you're going to support, whenever it's Democrat or Republican or a hate group or whatnot, you got to realize the right and you got to realize the wrong. You're going to face backlash from it, but that's all part of it. That's all part of like people who try to like attack each other. Is to try to make themselves look greater, whatnot and why not, division. But other than that, thank you for listening to everyone. That is it for the topic, and stay strong, stay healthy, stay smart, and just enjoy life, enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can before you move on to life and things will get hard. But you know what? You control that life. You control what you want to do with it, not others. Others may tell you what they suggest you to do. No, you should know what you should be doing. You've been raised for this. Like you were born for this. And I say this out of encouragement. You do. Some of you do. And when you do it, you'll become famous. You'll become well known. Absolutely. And then that's what I want to hope for some of those people. Do I wish that for myself? Not really. I don't see that for myself. But I want to accomplish the dreams that I want to, of course. But I'm telling you, as someone who doesn't really think that I should as well, I think for some of you should pass on that same legacy as well. I think some of you should do that. Because then you'll be wise down the road. You will gain some conscience and realization. You'll just realize that you'll become a better person than some of you already are. But other than that,